I can tell you about my freedom as a YAC-er through a couple of examples. So when I was during my tenure in YAC and maybe years before and after, Southfield was working to build a youth center. And this is something that was, in the making for years. You can look at old minutes and you would see like 10 years, 15 years prior to my participation that was something that the city wanted and community members wanted. And so it had a few false starts and a lot of momentum at finite periods of time, and then it would kind of die down as leadership changed. So then there was a few of us on my YAC that really, we were like, this has to happen, we're gonna make this happen. And it didn't happen during our time, it happened later, but it still happened. And the freedom there was, the benefit of Southfield is that all of the offices were like co-located in a certain municipal complex. So we had the mayor, the city administrator, and then the community foundation was just like a block down. And so I remember a few summers, I would just kind of walk into the mayor's office and the city administrator's office and just say, oh, I need this thing. And maybe at the time, looking back now, they were maybe shocked that a 15, 16-year-old cared enough to want to go meet with the mayor or city administrator. But they obliged for everything. And there were things that I could do kind of I was attached to no politics. I brought nothing with me other than I'm just a kid who cares about the community. And so did my peers, right? So, and then we came with the trusted organization. We were with the community foundation, so people knew that we were legit in that way. But now I think about like, okay, if I wanted a meeting with the mayor or a city administrator of some city, what kind of protocol would I have to go through to even get on that calendar? And then there were no rules in that way. Even the advisors that I worked with maybe had to follow certain rules, but I could just kind of do it. And to this day, no one said that there was a problem with anything that we did, and many, through efforts of many people, years later, the teen center opened. But there was a lot of pushing that we were able to do. And again, back to the adults who cared and allowed that space. I think that that's something that, is maybe not mentioned enough, but there were times where our board chair of the community foundation would present to city council and I would be up there with him. And that's something that you don't see a lot. You don't see that priority of saying, okay, well, it really is a community foundation, but then these young people are the ones organizing, they should be here too. And so I got that exposure at a very young age as well. And I definitely got away with a lot of things that I think as an adult, when you think about what you're attached to, the politics of anything, what organization you represent, there's so many things you have to think about before showing up and how you can show up. And when I was younger, I didn't have to, maybe I should have, but I wasn't thinking about it that way.